What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Nathaniel Gaming, and we are going to be doing traditionally a tier list on the events on the newly concluded Hunt Mega Edition. There's still 22 hours on the hunt by making this, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty much over. And I had a really good time with this event, so I'm gonna be talking about my opinions on the games from best to worst. And just all know it's all my opinions, so be sure to disagree. I'm going to be going off based on how much I enjoyed it myself and, how fair it was for me to collect it. I don't really like, RNG or any of that. And also how much effort they went through to make the event as good as possible. I'm not going to be talking about, how hard it was to solve or anything like that because um, obviously I wasn't one to solve any of these, maybe except for Clip It, but that one was a freebie anyway. So yeah, so let's get into it. So S tier is going to be the best tokens, the ones that went out beyond their normal game and made truly an experience that you will probably never forget. A is pretty good, as in, like, it was pretty solid. It had basically everything they needed, but it didn't go, like, above and beyond to the best it could be. Fine tokens are just kind of, I guess, filler tokens. They weren't necessarily bad. They were just, there and they existed. C tokens are bad. They're kind of like, why is this here kind of thing, or it's just had me doing like nothing. And then D is like, I never want to see this in another event again. Okay, so let's get started. So, I think the tokens are in alphabetical order, not in the order we get them, but I guess I could go in the order that you collect them. So I think that'll be better. So first is SpongeBob. So the normal token is just, the normal Bikini Bottom stuff. You just they give you a preset loadout, which is really nice, and then you just do a normal event map and so and so. I thought it was fine. It wasn't very difficult, and none of all the towers were like um it was very doable basically, and it was not like TDS during the winter spotlight where they give you a loadout and you have to do it with 4 people or you're screwed kind of thing. You could solo this, and I guess that's the point because they're competing for $1 million. Basically all of the tokens like are required to be soloable, which is very nice, and I definitely like that better than some of the other event badges that I've gotten. And the SpongeBob Mega token, it was a pretty good token. Like, you had to find some stuff around the event map, which weren't very hard to find. Then you had to, do this puzzle on the ship, and you have to go through a maze, which is easy. And then you do a special map. You, instead of playing, the same event map again, they made 2 event maps, and the second one is a lot difficult and a lot cooler. And I think it was a great time. It was a pretty good token. I was very surprised um, by how good it was. All right. Next is Untitled Tag Game. The normal token had you collecting 350 cash. It was fine. Untitled Tag Game is, just a normal, run around and hit people type of game. So you're just playing the game for maybe like 10 minutes, tagging people. I mean, it gets a little wonky because I was playing on mobile, but like other than that, I think it was it has a good enough game so that just gameplay is enough to make it fine and not anything bad. Now, Containment Breach, on the other hand, probably was like the best token in this game, in this event. It opened up a whole new story mode. Basically, it was like an Arsenal type of thing where like it teleported you to a whole different area and you did this story mission. And the best part about the story mission is that it actually used Untitled Tag Game's like mechanics in it. It's not just like, oh, you're in a new story, but here's like different controls kind of thing. It's no, you're gonna use your jumping and your dash sliding and your all that other, and your tagging too. You can kill the guards. Um, you can use all the game mechanics in that actual world. And I thought that was really, really just true to the Untitled Tag Game's like heart, and like the graphics were very good, and the story, it was a bit confusing, but other than that, it was great. The puzzles were fine. the one with the turbines place, I was fine. The two obbies were pretty good and had you utilizing your space bar or your grab onto the ledge button. So it was a very good token, and this is probably like not the standard. I think this is probably the standard for all mega tokens, but we'll see how the rest of it holds up. All right, next is pressure. Now, I did not. I had a hard time with pressure. It was extremely difficult, but that doesn't mean it was a bad token. I think the normal token is basically Doors standards. Like I'm when I play pressure, I'm reminded of the Doors, like the first hunt token. It was great, and pressure was also great. It's just that it was very buggy, like stuff didn't happen, and then I feel like there's these giant holes in the floor that I kept falling in. But again, that's just a skill issue on my part. Realistically, the event was very well put together. They put an entire new story mode, which, looking at those maps, it must have been very hard to design and make a whole new section um just for this event. It did get nerfed, so I mean, that I guess that's another like quote unquote good thing because you can bring now like two people in. But yes, it did get nerfed, so now it was a lot easier and less infuriating. Say like the vault, it's just better than the normal one because it just adds the extra lava section. Even though it's harder, it's supposed to be hard. This is like mega tokens are supposed to be hard, and I understand that with pressure. Even though I had a really hard time, I had to, do 5 or 6 runs to get to the vault, and then, 4 or 5 runs in the vault itself. I understood that it was a very hard challenge that I had to do because, it's for $1 million, and you have to basically just understand that they're supposed to be hard. But looking at it through a design standpoint, it's so good. It's so well designed. Everything looks fantastic, and then nothing made you like want to like ram your head into a wall kind of thing. It was all just like, okay, that's my fault. I accidentally looked away for too long, or I didn't get in a closet. It's never the game's fault. The game is very very transparent about what you have to do, and I appreciate that about it. Next is Chained. So the normal token was fine. I did it with my brother. It was just, it was just there. And I'd say the Chained Mega token, it was pretty good. Like, I did it with another friend, and I mean, no, I didn't do it with a friend. I actually did it with a random, but we turned on voice chat, and it was actually a very fun experience, except for the button part. I don't know what was up with the button part, but that was probably the only flaw in it. And other than that, I would put it in S, but it's just lacking a lot of substance. I mean, if there was a proper final fight instead of just running like back and forth through a tunnel, then I would probably put it in S. Like, it needed a finale. It was just a bunch of random tasks, but like they were actually like kind of good, So that's all I have to say about Chained. I mean, it was just pretty good. I mean, so far all these mega tokens are setting the bar. They're really high. Now we're moving on to rivals. So the first one, again, it was fine. It's just playing rivals, okay? You kill some people, you do some stuff. I just brought in an alt because I didn't have time to play it at that time. All the normal tokens, basically, I didn't have time to do, so I had to cheese somehow. But I thought it was a good time. I did a 2v2 with my friend, and we destroyed people, and it was fun. Okay. Now, the Mega Token, I will also say is pretty good. The only thing carrying the Mega Token for Rivals is probably the boss fight, because that thing is, like, really difficult. And I did make a strat on YouTube on how to beat Sensei Bot super quick. It's called, like, Sensei Bot Beatdown. Basically, you're just rushing him down with the RPG while he's just standing there, and then quickly switching between, the little gun and the RPG to slowly kill him. And I thought that was I thought that was really fun. And I thought it was really fun to come up with that strategy to beat the Sensei Bot. But the only thing that makes it not like best is because, first of all, the other boss that you could fight, you kind of just hide behind a wall, and that kind of like when I figured out that boss was like infinitely times easier, kind of got a little like, why did I waste so much time on Sensei Bot then, And then also shooting the targets is like, I know there's like no indication, but like it's a little bit silly. Shooting all the targets in the shooting area with the plus sign instead of the X or vice versa, whatever. It was a little bit like iffy, and I feel like that could have been a little better. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what they could have done, but that's just a little fluke that I just have something against. But I really enjoyed the boss fight. Okay, clip it. Makes you watch TikToks. Yeah, that's fine. But like 20 TikToks? Why? 20? That's a lot. Anyway, it basically just makes you sit in their game for like half an hour, and I was doing like my homework during that time, so I mean, I did not even remember what anyone was saying. Alright, now the Mega Token, on the other hand, I thought was pretty good. Like, I know it was free, but like, it was so fun to figure out. I figured it out um, on my own, which was really nice. And I think it's super approachable, and it was very like it was not on theme, but like all of the items were on theme basically. And I remember when one person got this token, everyone was in a craze hunting for Clip It. It was amazing. But then they figured out that Rivals was first, and then you know. Okay. Next is World Zero, I believe. Yes, next is World Zero. Okay, so the normal token for World Zero, you just play the game. They make a new dungeon for you, and it's basically just World Zero. Now, I'm pretty over-leveled in World Zero, so, or I'm at least higher than the average player in World Zero, so again, it was just super easy for me, because, you know, the enemies are balanced around, like, new players, so, yeah. Now, the crystals, the Mega Token, where you have to go and find the 3 crystals, and then do some code, and then you do the boss. The boss was, again, like, mid. It was, like, not very, like, enjoyable. It was kind of just going back and forth. I mean, it was a normal World Zero boss. I mean, I didn't know what to expect. But, it was very, like, it was kind of boring, because, like, finding the crystals was like, yeah, it was kind of interesting, but like, again, it's a lot of just walking around. I really don't like it when I just have to like walk around for like 30 minutes doing something, and then like solving this thing that like was kind of vague. Like, who knows, you have to add the number stuff together. I mean, you know, it was not very enjoyable for me, but they did a good enough job that it was just fine. I mean, there's nothing really to just like completely complain about. It was just, yeah, it was kind of boring, but it was pretty good, you know? So it's fine. Okay, a Dusty Trip. The normal token. Okay. The normal token, I'd say, was fine. Like, it was the same thing from Winter Spotlight, but like a lot harder, because like, first of all, if you didn't know all of the cheeses for the boss, like, you could stand on this rock and not take any damage, or you can stand on his head and not take, like, on the lumberjack, you can stand on his head and not take any damage, or you can stand on, a rock in the miner's place to not take any damage, and then you could stand on the queen's throne in the final room to not take any damage. Otherwise, it's, like, chaos. It's, like, you're gonna die, basically. And same with the Mega Token, actually. There's a cheese in the Mega Token, and if you don't do the cheese, you're basically just like, you're probably gonna die. And dying in the Dusty Trip is probably like one of the worst feelings ever. It's like same as dying in Pressure. It's like, bro, seriously, why? At least in Dusty Trip you can heal up. In Pressure, you know, you can't. But I thought going through the 3 areas, it was just fine. Again, they really made it a lot shorter, which, you know, is kind of defeats the purpose of a Dusty Trip. I wish it was longer and there was more houses on the side of the road, because that's really how you get into Dusty Trip, you know. That's when it gets good. I actually really enjoyed the Winter Spotlight version, where you had to go pretty far and you had to actually, you know, raid houses for food, instead of like you can complete the whole thing without even eating. It's like, that's how easy it was. Like, at least make me raid like one house. Like, I feel like that's like the real experience in Dusty Trip, not like these boss fights that if like, you know, you die, you have to like start the entire thing over or whatever. Again, that's just opinion. And now the Mega Token, the boss. The boss. It's just one boss fight. It's not like you. I guess there's the battery obby. The boss was very underwhelming. It was not difficult because of the cheeses, and without the cheeses, it was very difficult. So it's on like a it's on like a teeter-totter basically. It's very close to becoming just like it was very close to being unapproachable. Also, you had to, find randoms because it says, "Oh, you're not worthy enough," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, who did not do the puzzle in the place?" And it was kind of just infuriating some of the time, which some of the time does not mean that it was bad. It just means that I was a bit annoyed by people just not having their stuff done. And there's no way you can tell, okay? If you could like tell that someone has done their Mega Token or not, I would be a lot happier. But of course, they don't do that because that would like kind of spoil like where the Mega Token is, But yeah, just me. Okie dokie, Infection Gunfight. The normal token, you just play the game, so it's fine and it's whatever. Now the Mega Token. Oh boy. So the Mega Token was pretty bad because not only do you have to find RNG goggles that are, anywhere around the map, you have to, shoot the guys in order and someone could steal your kill. I mean, I know they fixed it and then they also nerfed it, but it was still just a slog to get through because there are so many bots. Can you please just make like 50 player servers and like get rid of the bots? The bots keep screwing me over. I can't shoot the target that I need because the bots just randomly kill me. And the only good part about it is that the bots don't shoot back when you're a zombie. So you can easily get your kill if your number's on a bot. That's literally it. That's like basically the only upside to having bots in the game. I honestly don't understand why there's bots in the game. And it just made a lot of interactions a lot worse than they could be. Okay, Metro Life. I think the normal token was bad. You just bike around a place that it tells you to for like half an hour and like, okay. I know I could have teleported, but I didn't know that was a thing until I did the Mega Token, so whoops. But yeah, you're going on a bike and that's it. I mean, whatever. Now, the Mega Token is a lot stranger because you have to like do 3 different tasks and 3 different places, and then you have to find a code without teleporting. And it's like, why would you turn off teleporting? Like, give a hint and then let me teleport, And so I had to basically drive a car around everywhere collecting those numbers to open that safe at the end. And, there's no indication where the numbers are. It's just a giant circle. And sometimes they're in really stupid spots, like on the crane. Like, I don't know. Again, it was just driving around. It was literally walking around. And I don't like it when I have to just walk around for 30 minutes doing something. I would want it to be interesting. Hell's Kitchen, I actually had a lot of fun just like playing Hell's Kitchen for the first time. I mean, I don't know what to say. It was just interesting. I kind of liked it because so you only have to play 5. You don't have to play like 10 or anything. So I got kind of good at it. And I won my first round of Hell's Kitchen. I mean, I don't know. It was pretty enjoyable for me, at least. Again, it's just playing the game, but I felt like the game quality was a lot better than some of this other stuff. Actually, I'll just put it in B. You're just playing the game. Okay, now the Mega Token. I thought it was pretty good, okay? Like, you do some secret stuff, you look on the roof, there's, like, this puzzle, you go into this basement, you figure out the greatest plot twist of all time, and then you serve up a perfect beef Wellington. I mean, I've been training for this my whole life, playing Hell's Kitchen for the first time, and beating everyone else, so I was ready for that beef Wellington, Oh, yeah. I don't know. I just had a lot of fun in Hell's Kitchen. I don't know why. It was kind of entertaining. All right. Next is Arsenal. So the normal Arsenal is basically just the same as the Hunt and basically the same as the Classic. You just, it's a story quest. It was of course, peak story quest. Oh, the story quest was extremely short. I really didn't like that, and it just, it could have gone an S, basically. But it was very underwhelming. It was not like Untitled Tag Game. Like, literally, Untitled Tag Game was like the Arsenal from the other years, where it was a very long quest, and I don't know why they made it super short. It was just like, whoa, this is over already? I just shot like 5 guys, and that's it, you know? Alright, now it's time for Arsenal RPG. I don't know what they were thinking with this one, but it was pretty good. It's probably peak. Like, the Arsenal RPG, it looks like they put a lot of work into it that is completely different than their normal game. It was like surprising. Getting there is super easy, so the main difficulty is literally just lasting the RPG because it was easy. They give you way too many items, but again, this is for like, anyone to play. There was basically no issues with it. I know it was buggy for some people, but it was not buggy for me, so that's great. Yeah, I mean, I was completely like surprised when I played this RPG. Um, you know, I I don't know what else to say. It was great. it was a really good change in style. All I'm gonna say is I was really disappointed about Bravado, which is one of the most useless abilities I've ever seen in any RPG. All right, anyway, that's it. Okay, Natural Disaster Simulator, or no, Natural Disaster Survival. My bad. Normal token, you're just playing the game, so yeah, it's fine. Now the elite token, or elite token, mega token. I'm gonna say it's fine and not bad because I mean, uh, it was kind of fun to figure out. Like they did it in the best way they could have. I don't think there's anything they could have done better to make it better, except for like custom disaster, which is probably not gonna do that. But you can believe. Um, but yeah, I feel like um natural disaster survival was just it was an okay game in the event. It was just fine. It was there and it it was fine. It did not cause me joy. It did not cause me grief. So it's fine. It was just fine. I actually just forgot Basketball Legends, so I'm gonna do this real quick. The normal token, I had a horrible time with it because I knew how to play basketball, but I just did not know how to like shoot the ball. So I just passed it to some teammates and they shot it for me and we won. But for the mega token, you gotta learn how to shoot the ball. And this one, if you saw my video, it like drove me to like insanity because the boss kept camping this one spot where the ball spawned on top of him, and it also just like skill issue. But like for the amount of effort they put into it, they like created a bot to like actually shoot the ball. It was a pretty good token, and it was very difficult, but it was very fair. It was based on your ability, and once you did the normal token. Once you did the normal token, you know how to play basketball. So you're ready for the mega token, basically. If you don't know how to play basketball after you do the normal token, then I could see this going, lower. And it's like, bro, how am I supposed to do this? You have to make your 3 shots in a row. That's kind of like, it's kind of stupid, but it was a decent mega token. Not, yeah, it was a decent mega token. It was nothing too interesting. But the difficulty was definitely there, and it was actually pretty difficult, and I appreciate it for that. Okay. And it was not like unfair difficult. Like you weren't fighting against other people. Like that's the thing. Like for the football games, like you were up against sweats who like I don't know, play football in real life and on Roblox or something. But for this one, it's basically all on you. So it's a skill check for you, and you don't have to rely on your teammates, which is what I really appreciate with the mega tokens, and I wish more of that's the standard. This should be the standard. A pretty good token should be the standard for the mega token. Okay, Eat the World. Eat the World, it was fine. You just, walk around and feed the noob. Now, the Mega Token, you have to find a button, then you have to do Simon Says for whatever reason, and then you have to do this super long obby, but there's checkpoints. So, it was short, and there wasn't a lot of substance to it. The ending is literally just you running away from the egg, and, why don't they use Eat the World's core mechanic where you pick up, the ground and throw it at stuff? I don't know. It'd be cool. What if you were fighting a bunch of enemies and you have to either you have to eat and get bigger while running away, and then the bigger you are, the more damage you do, and then you throw blocks at enemies. That could have been so much better than just walking up a giant staircase. But again, there's checkpoints, so if you die by accident, it's no biggie, and for that, it's fine. Alright, Blade League. So Blade League, you just, win 5 goals, you're just playing the game. It was kind of enjoyable. I played Blade League for the first time, so, it was kind of enjoyable. I was just, destroying this, 8-year-old or something, because he was just standing there. Or he's AFK. Now, the Mega Token. Oh, God. So this one was really bad. You just literally look for numbers, then you type them on a keyboard, and then you fight the most, forgettable boss of all time. It was really bad. It was really bad. The boss was really easy, and he literally acts like a bot because he is one, and there's absolutely no difficulty in it at all. Which, I could understand that, they don't want to make it too difficult or whatever, but, you could have made it a lot more difficult. Maybe you put, a pillar in the middle of the room to make it more interesting, or I don't know. I don't have any ideas for them. Actually, I do. You could put a pillar in the middle of the room. That would be so much more interesting, and it would make a lot more interactions and stuff. But yeah, none of that. It was just walk forward and hit spacebar as fast as possible before the boss can, and then hope it goes in his direction. That's what the boss was, and it was pretty much nothing. Okay, Car Crushers 2. Whose idea was it to drive up a volcano for 30 minutes? That's not even not 30 minutes, 10 minutes. Okay, that's not even the entire thing. You have to do a bunch of stuff beforehand, and that's just for the normal token. Why wasn't the normal token and the mega token switched? I swear, the normal token took me so much longer just because I had to do stuff and then drive up the volcano. Why do I have to drive up the volcano? It takes so long. God. Okay, and then this one was just you play the game. That's not how the Mega Token is supposed to be. The Mega Token is supposed to be doing something different from the main game. This one is literally just play the game, because you have to crush your car in all of the level 1, and then two of the crushers from level 1 are just randomly scattered around the map. How are you supposed to, I don't understand. This one was pretty bad. Okay, Bayside High School, Crossy Road. It's a different game, you play Crossy Road. I don't know what else to say. It was literally Crossy Road. And the Mega Token, I thought it was pretty good, I know it was a lot of running around, but, they actually put, substance in it, because you actually, do stuff when you run around. It's not, pointless. For Metro Life, you just run around because you need to find some numbers. For here, you're running around the different classrooms doing different things. And, it was interesting. And then the boss fight at the end was interesting enough so that it wasn't just fine, It was an appropriate challenge, and it plays on, the original the original normal tokens. So, it was pretty good. I like it. And I thought it was going to take a lot longer than what it did, but it didn't. So, props to them for making it pretty quick. Alright, next is Regretivator, the normal token. It was fine, you play the game. Regretivator is a better game than, but yeah, you just play the game, whatever. It wasn't bad. Okay, the Elite Token, the Mega Token for Regretivator. I'd say it was pretty good. You play the game, but you have to, do something different, which is what I really liked. And then you have to do a hunt in the lobby, which is fine. And then you do, your mini games, and then you open the chest. Very simple Mega Token. it basically plays on the first normal token, but like it takes the game and does it in a new way, which I really like. Because instead of doing what you're supposed to do on the floor, you're actually doing a scavenger hunt on the floor, where there's gonna be like a sticky note somewhere, and I thought that was really interesting. Okay, like every floor there's a sticky note, well, except for like some boss floors or whatever. But like, I thought that was a super interesting idea, and I think it was a pretty good token. All right, TDS. You play the game. They give you a loadout. Thank God they give you a loadout. Actually, I'll put it here because it was, again, TDS is higher quality than some of this other stuff. The Mega Token. Oh my gosh. Why can you, like, I know you're supposed to be able to solo it, but why is the solo strategy so, like, brain dead? It's literally just spam Electro, then spam G-Scout, and spam Mortars, and then spam your DPS. It basically has no substance to it, and it's not like SpongeBob where they like actually changed the map and gave you like different bosses, different enemies and stuff. No, you're playing the same map but with just higher magnifications. It's like 3 crowning battle cats, but like without like the enemies actually making a difference. Like it was bad. Like, if the normal token is here because of how good it was, making me play it again, but, like, a little bit harder, that's not changing the game, like, at all. There's no, like, final phase or anything. There's no, like, special enemies they add. It's literally just the same thing, but they, like, flicked a switch and made the enemies have more health, okay? Or, in this case, I think they added the mutation modifier, and that was it. Not a good token. Alright, Pet Sim, you play the game. Yeah, you just go through a raid, but the raids are like the easiest thing ever. It might even be C tier just because it was boring. I mean, those coins have like no health. I mean, if you're new, I guess they have more health, but Pet Sim is just boring in general. I'll put it in C. It was not very good. Now, the Mega Token was fine. I know this is the point where, like, people, like, rage quit because, they got stuck. I know Hilo went from, like, 7th place to, like, 79th because of this. But, like, I wasn't one of them racing 1 to a million. I'm just rating how good the Mega Token was. I mean, it was a something of all time. But, I mean, it was fine. It really, like, the solution to it is kind of dumb. I mean, you just run around and click stuff, so... I mean, it was just fine. But, like, again, I know it was infuriating for some people, but I didn't have that experience. Because I wasn't going for the million. Drive World made me do obbies in a car. I cannot... oh my god. I cannot do that. I will not be doing that anymore. Obby in a car is probably the worst idea ever created because the car's mechanics are too accurate. The game is too good at making car movements, and in real life, you are not going to be jumping over things. The problem about Obby in a car is that it's too lifelike. The slightest control will set you off because that's what happens in real life. And in this Obby, but you're in a car, you have to do it like 4 times. I swear this is probably the normal token that took me the longest, other than the volcano and pressure. But pressure was actually fun. This was the worst thing I've ever like witnessed in like a while. Other like when I was playing the normal tokens for the first time, I was like, why does this exist? Please. Same for the Mega Token. Car, but I have to take an orb that has the jankiest physics. I just got out of my car and walked the orb the entire way because the orb kept falling into ravines and crap. Like, I feel so thankful that they put fences on the hill that goes up to the, where you're supposed to deposit the ball. But, like, everything else, there's, like, no fences. If you make a misclick with your car, because it's so accurate, you lunge at that thing at light speed, and you are at it with, like, 1 degree angle off, it's gonna go in the wrong direction, and it's gonna go into, like, a river or something. And then you have to get out of your car and put it out with your main character because driving your car with that orb is so annoying. The rest of it is fine. Going through the UFOs and, looking through everything, that's a pretty good token right there. But that orb, oh my gosh, this game like, actually, like, messed me up. Sorry about that. Okay, so, on top of the boxing game, I thought the normal token was good. I mean, the game has a higher quality than I mean, if you're just playing the game, but, like, the game is good, and, you enjoyed it, I enjoyed it. It was fine. You fought 2 guys. They were pretty difficult, but, nothing, like, crazy or out of the ordinary. Now, the Mega Token, I will say, is pretty good. I had a horrible time with the Mega Token because I had to do the jumping through the lava walls section on mobile, which really, really sucked because I could only turn my camera and jump one at a time, which means I would, like, fall into the void. I, like, literally barely made it onto the platform on my attempt, and I played the color guessing game or whatever, like, at least 5 times. All I can say is that the OST for the color matching game is like a banger. That's literally that was probably the saving grace of that game. And the final boss fight is interesting. It was easy, but like it was difficult enough so that it wasn't like, oh yeah, that was so easy, I did it first try kind of stuff. Even though I did do it first try, it wasn't like I completely smoked him, It was none of that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I appreciate it. All right, IT Girl. Okay, like as a guy, I don't like IT Girl, and I don't know why they chose IT Girl instead of Just to Impress. Oh, well, it looks like my Here we go. I don't know why they chose IT Girl instead of Just to Impress. I heard it was drama in the community and whatever. The normal token, you just play the game. It's fine. Okay. Now, the Mega Token, the batteries. Oh my gosh, the batteries. The last battery is the most painful thing I've probably ever done behind these stuff. Like, how am I supposed to know I have to go in free play mode and find the battery? Like, literally, I got help from somebody because nobody knows where this battery is. And the guides didn't tell you either because for whatever reason, I don't know. So I actually made a video about this just to find the last battery. It's in such a stupid spot. God. Okay, other than the battery, boss fight is good. The puzzle is good. Actually, the boss fight was kind of weird. I was on mobile, so I could only shoot and run at the same time, which was kind of dumb. I kept dying on the boss fight. I thought it, like, all things considered, it was fine. Like, there's probably no complaints about it. I mean, of course, I prefer certain other things over it, but there was no, like, massive flaws that made it a bad token. It was just one bad reason, this really stupid spot. Okay. Now, the Fisk normal token I did before the event even started because they released it. So, yeah. It was play the game. You just fished, and that's it. Okay, and my screen is getting a little cluttered here. I think you can still see everything. Okay. Now, the Mega Token for fish. I thought it was good. You get 8 different fish. You do a little clue-through puzzle. I thought it was good. Okay, you get the unique fish, and then, they each resemble a music note. I thought that was super creative. And that's all I have to say about it. It was a good Mega Token. Alright, and I believe that's all the tokens in the event ranked by me. I did 100% the event, and I had to experience everything on hand. And if I had enough time, I would play the event again, just to play it again. I mean, it was fun. The items are cool, the avatars are great, the games, like, in quality, I'm really happy that most of the Mega Tokens are in pretty good. What is it? 1 or above? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, at least half of the Mega Tokens are good. And I'm very grateful for that, and they weren't all garbage. So, yeah. And I'm perfectly fine that all the normal tokens are in fine, because that's how they should be. But the Mega Tokens, I really hope that for Roblox events going forward, the harder tokens will be at least in A tier. Like, or even at B tier. Like, it's really sad that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like a fifth of the event is just like horrible. It's like basically unplayable for like anyone who didn't have time for them. And I really like how everything is soloable. TDS is soloable. That's so good compared to the Winter Spotlight. You have to kill a 2.2 million health Frost Spirit. But they could have definitely did something a lot different, and the Red Cliff Falls thing was not enough to justify it being there. Anyway, this is me ranting about all the tokens in the Hunt Mega Edition. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will be sure to document more events in the future. Alright, goodbye.